Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in to my Facebook Live on The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good for you guys to tune in with me this morning. Please excuse my voice because I cracked too many jokes last night and had to go out with my godfather. So excuse me. As you guys may not know, this is season 3. Let's just clap it up. Yes, 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 yes. If you guys have missed out on season 1, season 2, and season 3, please feel free to head to the YouTube channel. Type in the number 1 Man Army Network with an exclamation mark. If that does not work out for you, then please be sure to type in Marisha Marisha LaShay LA capital SHAY. The S is just capital. If that works out for you, and then you will see the videos that I have made. I have season 1 on there, season 2, and season 3. So you'll also see other content that I have up there, and you will also see other content from my teammates, such as my father, my cousin Kennedy, Jaden, and Nevaeh. So you guys, let's begin to celebrate this season 3 greatness. Wow, wow, wow. I'm definitely glad that I am able to come around a third time. Not taking this moment lightly, but giving honor to God who is the head of my life and tribute. Shout out to my parents. Shout out to my son. Shout out to my constant supporters from season 1, season 2, and season 3. This would not be possible. Definitely been excited and ecstatic about the journey that I have been embarking on because it has allowed me to evolve as a content creator. It's taught me so much about being able to actually prepare as I get ready for each season. But not only that, it has also challenged me to talk about those things that I've never talked about before, such as self-esteem, which I'll be talking about sooner than later. I've also been able to talk about autism, graduation, black boys, and much, much more. Most of this stuff I have talked about in previous episodes, or it is coming up in upcoming episodes. Meanwhile, it is just the opportunity of being able to engage my audience with how much I have evolved after each season. So, you guys sit back, relax, and lend me your ear. For the next part of the show, this is when, of course, I tell you a little bit about me. I am Marisha LaShay, the host doing the most, a native of Chicago, and checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. So, from that point on, I definitely also want to share with you guys as well what the breakfast show is all about with Marisha LaShay. Okay? So, of course, this platform was designed to engage an audience worldwide with thought-provoking questions or statements. We are making sure that when we make these questions, that ask these questions and make these statements, that we are able to engage our audience and to be able to provide an open platform and for us to get multiple perspectives, from different people who tune in to get their feedback. So, with that being said, today is day 25 of the Breakfast Show Marisha LaShay, and this show will be in effect for the next 5 days. Of course, I only do the ones that have 30 days in them. So, by June coming to an end, I will not be back until September, which is okay. I'm so glad that you guys can be here. So, with that being said, moving forward, the next part of the show, this is when we do our quick check-in. With the quick check-in, that is checking on your mental awareness on a day-to-day basis. With you checking in on your mental health, it can be measured on a scale 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life, but also you being below that 1 and being in the negative numbers. Yes, that can happen. Nobody can tell you how to feel. And then on the flip side, you are being at a 10, and being at a 10 allows you to be or experience, oh, this day is going so awesome. This is the best day of my life. When you decide that it is the best day of your life, can I be above a 10? Yes, you absolutely can. You could be a 20, a 30, a 40. So please drop those numbers and let me know how you are feeling on a scale 1 to 10, or if you are feeling greater. You may share why you feel the way that you feel. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share first. I'm going to let you guys know how I'm feeling. I am feeling on 100 because there's so much great stuff going on in my life. Not only that, I was able to see my godfather, crack some jokes, just kind of, kick back with the fam last night. Also just having family time among myself, and whatnot, and just getting clarity on things. So clarity is good. Growth is good. And just experiencing new things is good. Yeah. And just being in a place of absolute, for real happiness. So most of the time when I am dropping the content and sharing with you guys, that is your opportunity, to drop feedback. Good morning, Auntie. Good morning, sis. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. It's definitely, those are the moments, where I open the floor and everybody can, say whatever is on their heart and on their mind. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump right into the contact. And it is, the question for today is, dear self-esteem, are you affecting the minds of today's youth? That is my question for today. The question is, dear self-esteem, are you affecting the minds of today's youth? All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in. Feel free to drop your comments if you have anything to say in regards to self-esteem about today's youth. All right, hello you all that are out there watching or listening to me on this breakfast show. Today we are talking about self-esteem. I will also like to share 3 articles that cover the general ideas in which we build self-esteem in the youth generally. I also have an article on building self-esteem in boys and girls as well. So, first of all, I would like to define what self-esteem is. Self-esteem is defined as a feeling of satisfaction that someone has in himself or herself in his or her own abilities. So, our general understanding of self-esteem in our youth. This is for the adult wondering what's happening with the youth and what's happening with our children and your own children. All right, how do we support your child's self-esteem? The question becomes, how can I help my child? Self-esteem is how a person feels about themselves, as we recently stated before. There are many pressures that can affect your child's self-esteem. For an example, social media, bullying, exams, family problems, and abuse. Meanwhile, children and young people with high self-esteem often have a positive image of themselves, are confident, can make friends easily, and not anxious with new people, can on their own, will try and solve problems on their own, but if not, they will ask for help, can be proud of their achievements, can admit mistakes and learn from them, and will try new things and adapt to change. Now, for those children that are dealing with low self-esteem, this is the flip side of the coin. They have a negative image of themselves. They might feel bad, ugly, unlikable, or stupid. They lack confidence. They find it hard to make and keep friendships, and they may feel victimized by others. They feel lonely and they feel isolated. They tend to avoid new things and find change hard. They can't deal well with failure. They tend to put themselves down and say things like, I'm stupid, or I can't do that. They are not proud of what they achieve, and they always think they could have done better. They are constantly comparing themselves to their peers in a negative way. All right, with most children dealing with the dips in self-esteem as they go through different stages of life or challenges in life, starting a new school, moving to a new place, changes in the family, and many other factors can affect a child's confidence. But with the support from parents and other adults, they usually get through this. So here are some things that we can definitely do to help our children just generally. Show your child lots of love and be positive about them as a person. Tell them what makes them special to you. Number 2, set an example of having a positive attitude when faced with challenges. Number 3, let them know you value effort rather than perfection. Children can miss out on lots because they don't try because they are too anxious about not succeeding. Number 4, encourage them to try new challenges and celebrate them for it. Phrases like well done, that was hard, and you managed it are good. Make the steps at first, then increase the challenges. Number 5, help them set goals and make plans for things they'd like to accomplish. Keeping track builds good feelings about each milestone achieved. So those are the top 5 things that you can actually do to build the overall child self-esteem. Now we are moving forward to discuss self-esteem in our boys. Definitely important. All of it is definitely important in order for us to be able, for our children to thrive the way that they need to thrive. And to look at themselves in a positive images. How to build boys' self-confidence / self-esteem. All right. Boys face their own set of gender-based challenges, and here are some ways to help. When it comes to discussing self-confidence in children and teens, the focus is typically on girls. After all, they're battling expectations that they should be impossibly thin and unfailing nice. But experts say boys' self-confidence is also at risk because of gender stereotypes, which leave them too feeling inadequate when they believe they don't meet expectations, and gives them few outlets to express their feelings. There's this myth that boys don't have as many feelings as girls, or they're not as emotional. And this is based on Rachel Busman, psych, PhD. She is a senior clinical psychologist at the Child Mind Institute. These are misperceptions. We need to be more nurturing of our boys as well. Meanwhile, as adults in boys' life, how do we do that? We examine some of the challenges facing boys and experts' advice on how to address them. And then they have an actual panel. But we want to jump right into the issues that boys deal with. School is harder for younger boys. Boys are more impulsive and have a more difficult time sitting still and paying attention than girls do. And this is based off Dr. Adair. Meanwhile, many schools are designed for short breaks throughout the day and that will help them. That will help all kids, in fact. So when boys can't sit and wait their turn and the class is too big, what happens? They become disruptive. They shout out the answer, she says. And because they are disrupting, the fact that they got the answer right and just couldn't hold on to it and wait their turn doesn't count. What counted is that they interrupted, and when they are criticized repeatedly about it, it diminishes their self-esteem. Not only that, it also diminishes their love of academics and learning. Okay? How to help with these things when it comes down to the school thing. You want to be able to give praise. You want to look for opportunities to compliment him. Okay? Second, challenge boys and allow them to develop skills. You want to throw them into a group and you want them to be able to deal with a challenging situation and being able to cope within that group. Okay? Those are the 2 main things. Also, with the constant competition. You know, boys are faced with the strict hierarchy in which they compare themselves to other boys. Boys are always asking themselves who's the tallest, who's the fastest, who's the biggest, who's the king of the hill. You know, and with that, it comes real struggles. What if you're not? What if you're not athletic? I think that's a huge vulnerability for boys being able to identify where they are currently at. But how to help them with these things, we want to make sure we talk about different, not better. We want to make sure that we make sure that the kid is media literate. And what we're saying about that is we are educating our kids about what's on the TV and what's going on the internet. You know, maybe they might see something on the TV that's portraying boys in a stereotypical way. And you shape their mind by letting them know that not all boys are like that. Also, being able to have multiple role models, you know, where the boys get put in like mentor programs with different fraternities and things like that, because a lot of us have auxiliary groups with our organizations, but that definitely helps young men out to keep them on the straight and narrow path. Also, boys will buck. So with that being said, so what are boys taught is when you're sad or when you're upset, do not get sad but get mad. And with that, that's not always necessarily true. We have to teach our boys to be able to tap into their emotional side. Let them cry. Okay, you can cry, but you need to use your words and not your emotions. You have to communicate about how you feel. We want boys to be able to be open about their feelings, and we want to be able to model to them what that looks like. Also, another thing that boys deal with is the teasing or the bullying, or, they're either the bully or they're normally the victim. And most time when that happens, then that was something that they are emulating, or they feel very, very low about themselves. So what we'll do is encourage friendships and activities with girls. We want to emphasize empathy, and we don't allow trash talk in the home, and teach kids how to advocate for themselves. These are all the things that go on with boys, and these are things that you shall do in these different situations. When they are tapping in to the concept, when they are dealing with the school life, give praise. Make sure that you look for opportunities to compliment them. Second, you challenge boys and allow them to develop skills. You throw them boys as into a group, and then you allow them to overcome this challenging situation. Next thing, when you are dealing with constant competition amongst other boys, teach your child to talk about different, not better. Teach your children to be made aware of what's happening in the media, whether it's TV or social medias, okay? When they have this stereotypical stuff going on, teach your boys to be able to understand what's happening and to look beyond that. Also, make sure that they are around a variety of men who are worthy role models. Okay? And last but not least, with the buck up or kirking up, when our boys are sad and not really in tune with their emotions, let them cry. But after they get done crying, they need to be being able to share with you why they feel the way that they feel about those emotions. Being open about their feelings and communicating, and last but not least, being able to actually model a healthier way for a boy to express their emotions. And last but not least, testing and bullying. I know I said last but not least previously before, but bullying and teasing will be the last item for young men. And when this happens, the young man is either the bully or the victim. And in this case, when that happens, we need to sit our child down and talk to them. And with that, with sitting them down to talk to them, we will encourage friendships and activities with girls. We will also teach them about being able to emphasize with empathy, and not allowing trash talk in the home, and teaching our kids to advocate for themselves. All right. So I left the young ladies last. That does not mean that I do not love them less nor more. I saved the best for last, because this kind of hits home, because I do have younger siblings, and a lot of us who are grown have younger kid siblings, and we have to help them to develop their mindset about themselves as well. So, I had to catch my device, I almost fell. All right, so there are 13 ways to boost your daughter's self-esteem. Today, I'm going to go through them as quickly as possible. Now, girls deal with different things, such as their body, the model body acceptance. We want to teach our kids, our girls, especially about their body images. Don't ask questions like, do these jeans make me look fat? Or obsess out about food or putting your appearance down. Okay? We want to make sure that we are teaching our kids about self-awareness, how their weight affects them, and things like that. 2, make your daughter media illiterate as well, because women, we have a lot of stereotypical things going on the media and giving you the imagery in which we are supposed to look like. Okay? Make sure that we decode and filter media messages. Number 3, don't praise her as a pleaser. Encourage her to stand up for what she needs and what she wants. Create opportunities for her to use her voice. Okay? You ask her, what do you want? Let her make a choice, and then honor the choice. Oh, how would you like to wear your hair this week? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Let's talk about it. Number 4, start team sports early. Girls who play sports or play on teams have a very higher self-esteem. There's a very common correlation in the experience of girls who play team sports and girls who suffer less with low self-esteem. I was one of those girls that did dance. They gave me the self-esteem that I needed. Also, with me always being like a thick girl, I've never been skinny ever in my life. So with that being said, I had to dress at different places. While other girls was dressing at the regular joints, I had to go to Ashley's store. I had to go to the Avenue. You know what I'm saying? And even as an adult, just being able to find stores that actually fit all of my curves. So just imagine being a little girl. Also being dark skinned, about my skin tone. Oh, you're pretty to be a dark skinned girl. Okay, moving on. My parents always instilled in me that I was beautiful and this, other, and the third. Meanwhile, number 6, direct your praise away from appearance. Challenge yourself to match compliments not only about your daughter's appearance, but non-appearance based. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you look really good in that dress. Oh, sweetie, you are so smart. You really did your thing with your academics. That is what we want to do. Number 7, help her build skills that are independent of appearance. Get her involved in activities that build a sense of confidence rather than focus on looking good and acquiring things. Hence, sports, theater, art, music. Okay. Also being a part of youth groups that allow them to do like pageants and things like that. Because doing pageantry builds you as an individual and builds your confidence because you are publicly speaking and you have different categories in which you can utilize those opportunities. Meanwhile, number 8, speak up about your daughter's school curriculum. Does it fit the female's perspective? Imagine that you're putting together family history and you only ask men about their memories, about their perspectives. You always just want to make sure that when you are in a group, with me teaching and working in a teaching environment, I praise my girls and my boys. I don't show favoritism between girls and boys. I don't show favoritism. I clap it up for everybody. If I'm coming down on certain folks, everybody gets the same treatment. Period. Number 9, praise your daughter for her efforts rather than her performance. Oh, baby girl, you didn't make the cheerleading squad, but you know what? I'm proud of you of the effort that you did give. Baby, I'm proud of you for sticking it through and standing up for yourself when that young lady said that you didn't do well and you got the lead part. Congratulations, sweetheart. Number 10, be careful about what magazines you have in the house. Research said that after 15 minutes of looking at a fashion magazine, mood shifts from curiosity, enthusiasm can turn to comparing yourself and putting yourself down, which can absolutely happen because you get your hands on some of the stuff and this is what you're thinking. It's how you begin to perceptualize your thoughts, especially as a young woman, just even as a girl. Oh, she has prettier hair than me. No, your hair is beautiful. It took me too long to love my hair because I was too busy getting perms all the time. So I wanted my hair straight and, as my professor in college used to say, bouncing and behaving. Meanwhile, don't talk trash about other women. A lot of women haven't got this thing situated. Do not talk trash about another woman to make yourself look better. Do not talk trash about another girl to make yourself feel good. It does not feel good. It is not right. And a lot of women have these problems to this day because that has not been established. You don't talk trash about other girls or other women. You encourage because you are sure as to who you are. And that's one thing for sure my mother instilled in my sisters and I, that we always knew who we was. We're never worried about other women because we are sure as to who we are. Meanwhile, number 12, dads, don't treat your daughter like a damsel in distress. When fathers treat girls as though they are fragile, helpless little beings, the message is your role is to look good so the man will sweep you in and save you. No. My daddy gives tough love. My dad treated me like I was his baby girl, but at the same time, how society was going to whoop my behind if I wasn't prepared. We have to build our daughters strong, tough, to have their emotional ministry in order, to be able to deal with what life is throwing out at them, and also so we do not appear weak when we are dealing with the opposite sex. We're not weak-minded. We don't know who we are. We can't live without the attention of a man. These are the things that we definitely have to talk about and get our babies prepared. Good morning, Martin. And last but not least, make sure that she knows you love her no matter what. At your lowest points, always tell your child, especially your daughter, your sons, I love you. You going through this rough patch, but I'm here for you. I love you. No matter how your appearance changes, if you get big, 300 pounds, if you really skinny, sweetheart, I love you. We can work through this. Because kids are reliant on their parents to love them and their feedback. Your word as a parent or as an influential adult in children's life is very important. When my kids fall short of the glory, as I say that we can all get the glory back. We can reclaim our glory back. I give them grace because as an adult, I still fall short of the glory, and I will want somebody to give me grace. And children look at that. When you make mistakes, you apologize to them. When you make mistakes, oh, you were wrong, you were wrong, you were wrong, you were wrong. We could point the finger all day, but we have to educate and we have to teach our kids right from wrong. Not only that, your students, if you are in the teaching environment, the kids that you're coaching, mentoring, teach these kids the right thing. So with that being said, I thank you guys for tuning in this morning. It was a lot that I talked about, but the moral of the story is us being able to advocate for our children and teaching them about their self-esteem, that they are important, that they are amazing, that they are great. Oh, don't have to worry about what media put out there about them because you love them anyways. Love yourself anyways. So what if you like to eat? If you know that you like to eat, then sweetheart, we're going to need to go out here and jump some rope. Like my girl Martin get out there and do every day. Okay? She then tapped into her fineness. Or like my sister that's watching, her mother used to always dress her beautifully. So she dresses her daughter beautifully. Like myself. I don't care about what I'm looking like, but I'm going to make sure my son sharper than a number 2 pencil. So with that being said, you guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Normally I limit myself to about 15 minutes, but this had to be said because it is very, very important that we educate and keep that self-esteem going in our kids, in our nieces, in our nephews, in our cousins, in our friends, everybody. So, you guys have a fabulous Friday and let's go get it. See you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Tomorrow I won't be going in this hard as I went in today, but it had to be talked about because it's very important. Y'all be on the lookout also because I'll have an adult version as well for the women and for the men. So, see y'all later.